falling asleep. I'm like, if you don't wake up, like, are you serious?
I know what to do. I know what to do.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Myesha if you are new here, and today's video, as you can tell by the title, is a story time of me giving birth to my beautiful, wonderful son. And I want to share it because it's low-key really hilarious, and I don't know, I just love talking about my child, and I love just reaching out to mommies. So if you guys want to hear about this wonderful delivery that I had, then you'll stay tuned. So let's just kind of take it back a little bit before labor at 39 weeks. So basically the week before I hit 40 weeks, I was like walking around big, tired, and exhausted as all get out, but I wasn't really experiencing any like child labor symptoms in the sense of like I wasn't getting contractions and none of that. I was just minding my business, walking around just being tired as hell. So my doctor was calling me during the week just to check up on me, see if I was having any of these symptoms, because when I had last seen her, at this point I was seeing her once a week, she was like, dude, you're not experiencing any contractions, like what's going on? And I was dilated, I think at a 3 at the time, and then I was like 80% effaced. So I feel like she was just like, you're not having anything going on. And I was like, no, I'm literally doing the same thing I've been doing, like nothing is happening. At the time my baby was like 9 pounds and 9 ounces, so my doctor was just getting a little concerned because he was a large baby in my stomach, and the later we were getting into the pregnancy, obviously the bigger he's gonna get, and I wasn't having any symptoms. So she was just like, this is really interesting. So during that week she was calling me, checking up on me, and the last phone call I think I had with her was basically scheduling a C-section. So basically my baby was so big in my stomach that she was concerned that I wouldn't be able to have him naturally, as in pushing him out. So she wanted to schedule a C-section just because she was really concerned about that. This is my first kid, we just don't know how things are gonna go, and I wanted to really trust her opinion because she is my doctor, she is the expert, she delivers babies on a daily basis, okay? So with that being said, I was not looking forward to this, but I went along with the idea of having a C-section. So basically what she said was, if I don't have my baby before my due date, which was December 18th, 2018, then I was gonna go ahead and have a C-section, and they were gonna do it that way. I broke down crying after I got off the phone because like I really just wanted to experience the experience of pushing my baby out. I didn't want someone to birth him for me. I wanted to do it myself. So I was just really upset. So during that week, I think when I scheduled this, it was like a Monday, I was literally trying everything under the sun to get this baby out. When I tell you, girl, I was doing jumping jacks, I was up and down the stairs, I got my feet done, because they say if you massage your feet, there's certain pressure points to help put you in labor. I don't know, I was doing everything I could possibly think of to get this baby out. I was so tired, I just wanted him out. Mozzie on the other hand was like, chill out, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I need this baby to come out. And he was like, just let him come when he comes. And I'm like, no. So let's just flash forward to that Friday. So it was December 14th, and basically Mozzie took me to my parents' house, and he went to the gym to go work out. I wanted to visit with my family, so I was at my parents' house just sitting, chilling, whoop, whoop, whoop. And towards the end of the visit, I was sitting on their couch, and I remember just feeling like a lot of back pain. I'm like, oh my gosh, like my back is hurting, this is so annoying. And my grandmother Sheila was there, and she was like telling me that when she had her kids, she was experiencing back labor, not like typical labor in like the front, but like contractions in the back, but she had no idea that was a thing. So she was in labor, had no idea, and that's what she experienced. So she was telling me that, and I was like, ooh, well then. And honestly, to get to my house, I have to pass the hospital anyway. So when Mozzie came to pick me up, I was like, I think we should just go to the hospital and just see. And mind you guys, I've been to the hospital like 3 or 4 times during my pregnancy. Like, girl, you don't even want to know some of the stories that I went through, okay? We drove to the hospital on our way home just to see where I was at. And mind you, at the time, I was like 3 centimeters dilated, or as I thought. And then when I got to the hospital, they put you in triage, they have you lay down, change, woo, and then they check your cervix, which was like the most uncomfortable thing ever. I could not stand when they checked my cervix, but at the same time, it was kind of exciting to see how dilated I was. And I jumped from a 3 to, I believe it was a 5 or a 6. And I think I was still 80% effaced at the time, and I wasn't having any contractions apparently on the monitor. So they literally sent me home, and I thought they were supposed to keep me at like 6 dilated. So I was kind of like, you gonna send me home for real? So I'm like, whatever, let's go. I was so irritated. So before we got to the house, we stopped at McDonald's because your girl needed to eat, and honestly, I was just eating whatever at the time. And then we go to sleep, and it was like 4 o'clock, 4:30. I got up because I had to pee. And girl, when I tell you, I peed like 7 times during the night. Like every night I was always peeing. It was so annoying. I always had to wake up and just go pee. Ugh. And then I had to go throw up as well. I threw up my whole entire pregnancy. I was always throwing up. Like I was so stressed. I remember one time I was sitting on the floor after I was done throwing up, just like crying. Mozzie came in there. He was just trying to console me, and I'm just sitting here like, dude, I just can't live my life. I just can't not throw up. This is so annoying. But your stomach is in your chest, so it just makes sense that you can't really hold things down, you know what I mean? I finished doing what I needed to do, and then I hopped in the bed, and as soon as I get comfortable in the bed, I just feel like a gush of liquid. And the first thing that came to my mind was I'm peeing myself. So I got up and just rushed to the hallway, and there's just fluid coming out, and like it just hit me like, okay, this can't be pee because I just peed and I can't control this. Like, you know how you could just stop peeing if you really wanted to? Like, I could not control this. It was just water gushing out. And then as soon as I was in the hallway, Mozzie had turned around and he was like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, I rushed out the bed so fast that he was like, okay, what is going on? So I looked at him and I'm like, I think my water just broke. And he was like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, fool. Yes, get up. My water then broke. And when my water broke, there was like some green like stuff mixed in with the fluid, and at the time I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just like a mucus plug or whatever, but I'll get to that more later. Everything was pretty much packed in the car because I was waiting for this to happen. Like I was hoping this would happen, and it did. So we were already really prepared. So we just hopped in the car, and Mozzie took the back roads because he cannot stand driving on the freeway. So we took the back roads, we got to the hospital, and as we were driving, I called his parents because at the time they were living in California. So we needed to call them so they can book their flight immediately. And then I called my parents, so my mom was already on the way. I get to the hospital and we get out the car and I'm walking, and then Mozzie gets me in the wheelchair. As soon as we about to take a right turn, some man was like, where are you guys going? And I was like on that mode of like, I know you did not just stop my pregnant ass. I know you did not just stop me. And so I looked at him, and as soon as I was ready to say, Mozzie was like, she's in labor. And he was like, oh, okay, I just stopped you because there's nobody at the front desk up there right now. And this was like 4 a.m. 4:30, maybe close to 5 at this point. So he was like, let me take you up there. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, I see where you're going with that, but I thought you was gonna stop me and I was gonna have to cuss you out. Like, because these contractions was coming, babe. These contractions was, girl, these contractions, I'll get to that later. Now we're in the triage room and I get dressed and everything, and basically they're doing the same thing they did the night before and just check my cervix, and I am at a 7. They basically make sure that I change it to this gown, and then I had some underwear. I think I had a pad on or something like that, and the nurse seen like the green stuff that I seen in the fluid that was on the ground, and she said, oh my gosh, this is meconium. Basically, my child pooped inside my stomach. And there could be reasons why. He was either too big, too stressed, whatever the case may be. He just decided it was time to let loose, and he did. They roll me into this birthing room where I'm supposed to deliver the baby. And as soon as I get in there, I'm in a lot of pain. Like, I'm hunched over, holding onto the railing. I'm in so much pain. I'm just like hunched over. I'm just like groaning and moaning the whole entire time. And then they were like, would you like some medicine? I'm thinking, yes. You don't need to ask me nothing, you just need to do it. But you know, like, that was just my whole mood, my whole vibe. So they gave me some fentanyl, which I've never had a painkiller in my life. I didn't even know what that was. I had no idea what was going on. I just knew I wanted the pain to stop, so they gave me some fentanyl. And when they gave that to me, baby, I was gone. I was just like, I was gone. So my mom shows up. So it's Mozzie and my mom in the room. It takes some time for like the anesthesiologist to get everything prepped and ready to give me an epidural. And I definitely wanted an epidural because honestly, I'm not one to really just want to go through pain if I don't have to. Like, I don't see the reward in saying you did not do an epidural, and that's just me. I just don't want to go through pain. I really don't, and I wasn't looking forward to it, so I definitely did an epidural. The anesthesiologist came in about like 15-20 minutes later, and I guess you can only have like one person in the room. So Mozzie left because I'm sure he didn't want to see no needle in my back. My mom stayed in the room with me, and she's just really great because she works for the hospital. She's a respiratory therapist, and so she just does really well under pressure. Like, there could be something super crazy, chaotic, just traumatic going on, and she stays so cool, calm, and collected. It's absolutely like crazy how calm she is. Like, I actually admire it, but at the same time, I'm like, this is kind of scary. They gave me 1 dose of the epidural and I was already numb, cool. I was just, okay, I was like, good. I felt the pressure of the contractions, but not the pain, if that makes sense. But as soon as the epidural kicked in, I felt this pressure to have to push. So if you haven't had a child or you're pregnant right now and you're trying to understand what it's like, basically, it's like this uncontrollable like urge to push as if you have to poop. I know that sounds so weird, but you know, like when you got to go and there's no stopping, it just has to come out. That is basically the pressure, the sense, the urge when your body is ready to deliver your baby. So the nurse comes in and then I have my legs all propped up. Mozzie's holding one leg and the other leg is on something that helped me, you know, be in the position I need to be in. And then I just start pushing and I'm kind of feeling these waves of pressure, but not pain. And I'm just kind of like pushing, and I only had 1 dose of the epidural, which I didn't know you can have multiple doses, but I only had 1 dose of the epidural. So I still really felt the pressure. Like, I kind of knew when to push. Like, I know sometimes people say, oh, well, if you get an epidural, you really can't feel what you need to do. You don't really know. But for me personally, I still felt the pressure of like what was happening. Like, I knew that my baby was like trying to come out and I kind of knew when to not push or whatever. But I started pushing, and then like I remember the nurse saying to Mozzie like, oh my gosh, you want to see the hair? And like he looked over and he was like seeing the hair down there, like not my hair but Cascade's hair, and it was just like so crazy to him. And he was a trooper. He was watching the whole thing. He's seen everything happen and he was just so calm, cool, and collected. Like, it was actually really awesome. As I was like doing like these practice pushes, let me tell you, there was times where I looked over, and I know it was early in the morning, but I'm like thinking, what in the world? I looked over and this man is holding my leg but falling asleep. Falling asleep. I'm like, if you don't wake up, like, are you serious? I'm doing my pushes, and as you guys know, I'm a big anime fan and I love some Dragon Ball Z. So I looked at Mozzie and I told him I was about to go Ultra Instinct, and he was like so hyped. Like, in that moment, we were so hyped. My mom's behind me and she's holding my head and she's kind of like, what is she talking about, Ultra Instinct? And I'm sitting here like, yeah, babe, I'm about to go Ultra Instinct right now. And he was like, bet, do you want me to turn on the video so you can see it? And if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know, when Goku turns his head and he's like, you know, he's like, I was like in that zone, and then I was like, no, you're doing too much. Like, you do not need to pull your phone out. What you need to do is hold my leg. That's what you need to do instead of falling asleep. But now I'm getting serious. Like, we're starting to get results and they have the doctor come in, and unfortunately I wish it was my doctor, but I had him on a Saturday, so I basically had a different doctor, but they had the same last name, which was kind of interesting. But at that time it was kind of like one of those things I didn't really care too much. I just needed the baby out. I start pushing and pushing and pushing, and then as I get to a certain point, the doctor kind of looks over me and she goes, okay, so now you're going to experience something called the ring of fire. Now, I've heard of the ring of fire. Some of my friends who've had kids, they told me about it, but I wasn't worried about it because I have the epidural. Girl, when I tell you that epidural did not one thing for this ring of fire. Like, this ring of fire, I didn't know why they named it this. This shit is from the devil himself. The ring of fire is some... The ring of fire, I'm gonna try to refrain from cussing so much, but let me tell you, the ring of fire, baby, ain't nothing stopping the ring of fire, okay? When I tell you the pain was so unbelievable, oh my gosh, there were several nurses in the room. My mother is behind me holding my head. Mozzie is somewhat holding my leg. We know what he was doing. They trying to tell me to push, and I'm like, no, I started saying I couldn't do it. I'm like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And they're like, yes, you can, yes, you can. I told my mother to shut up. I said, shut up. She behind me like, oh. And I would never tell her to shut up, but I was in such a traumatic experience at that time. Like, I was going through something that was so like, the ring of fire had me just out here acting crazy, getting out of character, okay? I start screaming and I'm like, please, 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 push his head back in, please. Can we do a C-section? I'm screaming, can we do a C-section? She said no, that his head is halfway out. No, you cannot. And I'm like, please, just push his head back in. Just please, like, I'm already numb. Just push his head back in and just cut me open there. Just please. I'm begging her. And she's like, girl. Matter of fact, Mozzie dropped my leg and kind of like turned around like, it was like he was so tired. He was, man, and he over here looked at me like, girl, if you don't push this baby out. And I'm thinking, I know you did not just let go of my leg. He grabbed my leg real quick as soon as I looked at him, okay? But yeah, the doctor was like, no, girl, you know, a C-section is out the question at this point. You're gonna have to just go ahead and push this baby out. So then she goes, well, would you like me to go ahead and This sounds so bad. Would you like me to, you know, snip you a little bit to open you up a little bit more? I was like, do what you need to do, ma'am. Do what you need to do. I don't know why you're asking me questions. I'm literally telling you to cut me. As soon as she turns around to grab the tools to do what she needed to do, again, I had this urge to push, and I just was like, okay, God, now I gotta push. So I push him, she drops everything, she turns around so quick and literally pulls him out. Oh my gosh, when she pulled this boy's body out of my, let me tell you, the pressure that was relieved, the pressure that I felt in my back was completely gone. I felt like I took the biggest poop of my life. It was, the pressure was so like satisfying. I can't even explain how great that felt to just push him out. And then he's out looking white and pasty and crusty. And Mossy goes and cuts the umbilical cord. My son, my precious baby boy, gonna sit there and swallow the meconium, aka the poop that he didn't pooped out in my uterus. So he was having some bad respiratory issues, and they had to have him in the nursery for a few hours because his back was just like he was breathing so hard. So they had to suck it all out of his lungs and all this stuff. But he ended up getting better, and just all of it was taken care of. But yeah, my baby was born at 9 pounds and 14 ounces. So yes, ma'am, I did that. He was born at 9:08 a.m. So from like about 5, I think it's about 5, we got to the hospital to obviously 9:08. 4 hours from like getting into the hospital to giving birth. So I was really proud because I know some people could be in the hospital for days. But I was like really thankful that my birth was short and everything just happened, and my baby boy was healthy, big. He just swallowed his own poop. I don't know why he would do that, but he did it anyway. And it was just literally, obviously it's life-changing, but it was literally the best day of my life. And Mossy was tired as hell, so was I. And honestly, like within an hour, I was walking around. It was kind of like a dream. It was wonderful. So yes, that was my birth story. It was a crazy 4 hours, but the best 4 hours of my life. Would I do it again? Yes, I would, but I would not do it anytime soon, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this isn't like makeup related, but I definitely want to reach out to my mommies out there and those who are pregnant and just share my experience, because being a mother is the best thing in the whole entire world. And I love being able to share my little love story with my son and share it with you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and of course comment down below like your experiences, if you enjoyed the story, if you have similar experiences, if you're pregnant and you're looking forward to it, or you're scared, or whatever it is, comment down below because I want to chat with you. I definitely feel like when you are pregnant or your mom, it's just always nice to have someone to talk to and just have like some support and just people to converse with about this whole journey, because it is a journey. It's a lifelong journey. With all that being said, of course, please subscribe because it helps me out and I want to see more of you. So go ahead and subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and obviously watch some more videos. And if you've done that already, just stay tuned for the next one. I love you guys, and bye.